God has a sense of humor, I guess. All right. It all started on Wednesday night. I had just gotten home from Bible teaching. Our pastor's son, Victor Hayes, had just given us the teaching. And when I pulled up to my house, there were two men waiting for me, and they asked me, did I know Gilbert Nicholas? And I said, yes, why? And they gave me the news that he was deceased. Then I said, no, it can't be. And they said, yes, I'm sorry. So I said, I was like in shock, and I didn't know what to say, so I told them, call my daughter Paula. Paula will know what to do. So they called, one was talking to me, and the other one was talking to Paula, and Paula gave them all the information that they needed to do, that needed to have, and I tried to convince myself that it was a dream and I was going to wake up, but up to now I still didn't wake up. And I thank God because 3 weeks ago I got a call from Gilbert, and Gilbert was telling me about Mrs. O'Galvis, Betty's mother, and he was saying that he was visiting, and he said, do you know Mrs. O'Galvis is 91 now? And I said, what, she is? And he said, yes, and there was noise in the back, it was little children, and Gilbert kept saying, stop that noise, and I said, Gilbert, leave the children alone, it's okay, let them have fun. So he said, well, I'm trying to talk to you. So he told me all this conversation was about Mrs. O'Galvis, and he says, you need to get to see her because she's 91 now. And I said, you know what, Gilbert? I said, I think the very next time you go, call me and I will see if I can come with you because I would like to see her because I know that woman could cook up a storm and she cooked all that Belizean food and I just love that Belizean food. And I thank God because me and Gilbert, we got a talk together, and when we had this talk together, the Spirit told me, you have to forgive him. For everything he's done, you've got to forgive him. And the scripture came back to me. How many times do we got to forgive them? 7 times? And the scripture says, no, 70 times 7. And I said, I can't get to that number, so I may as well just forgive him now. So I did. I forgave him for everything, and we made this thing that I was going to go to New York to see Mrs. O'Galvis with him. And I also thank God because even at the end we weren't together, I thank God that I was still in the Nicholas family. My dear sister up here, Elva. Every time I go to something for Elva would greet me when I come in the door. Hello, Mrs. Nicholas. I said, Elva, Mrs. Nicholas, and she would never let me forget that I was a Nicholas. And the thing that I like is this. Pop. You all would know Pop, but we the family knew Pop. Pop was Gilbert's father, and Lisa just shared the story with you, that every time I brought Paula and Lisa to see Pop, he was living in the village at the time, there was a store right where he lived, and every time we went there, Paula and Lisa would say, Pop, can we go to the store? Can we go to the store? And they knew they were going to get all the goodies they wanted. And every single time we went to that store, he gave them their goodies. And then one day, Pop was very sad. And I said, Pop, why are you sad? And he said, the reason I'm sad is you only gave me girls. And I need somebody to carry on the Nicholas name. You're supposed to have a boy. And I just laughed. But I thank God because when I took Paul and Lisa to see Pop, they would get in that car with all of their candy, and they would get in the back seat, and they'd look out the window, and they'd say, "Bye, Pop! Bye, Pop! Bye, Pop!" Until you couldn't see them anymore. Every single time they got in that car. And I still remember that, and I thank God for it. I really do, and God is so good. He is so good. He let me have that last minute time with him, and just so that I could say, "I forgive you." And I would like to ask you all a question. Do you know where you are going? Ask yourself that question. Make your calling and your election sure. Don't ever put off today for tomorrow. For tomorrow is not promised to any of us. Please, I plead with you, especially the younger ones. I plead with you, give your heart to Christ. Give your heart to Christ now, while you can. And I ask the question in closing. Could anything good come out of Gilbert Nicholas? Yes, it can. And yes, it did. There's Paula. There's Lisa. There's Cabria. There's Kevin. There's Trinity. There is Christian. And there is little Sir Kamani. And then I gave them, I also have 2 sons. 2 sons came out of their marriage to their husbands. And that is none other than Richard and Marvin. And I thank God because those are the 2 sons that I didn't have, but they married my daughters, so they made me their mother, and they're nothing but mothers to me, sons to me. And many times I say to Richie's mother, I asked her, I said, "Do you mind if I adopt Richie? Because I never had a boy." And she gave me the permission to do so. So I thank God and Marvin. I didn't even have to ask him permission. He just became the daddy. I'm so close to him. That's why I love going to Charlotte, North Carolina. He treats me good. He always takes me to the best of fish and chip places because he knows I like my fish and chip. So I just say to everybody, thank you all for coming to make this night a success. And I love you all. And Mrs. Alma, yes, Mrs. Nicholas will still be around. God bless you all.